here, and we need to also look at what sort of negative ramifications are coming through because the Treasury has termed the invasion by desert locusts as a systemic risk that might prevent the economy from attaining its medium-term growth target of 7%. Systemic risks is the possibility that an event at an industry level could severely hurt the entire economy, while estimates of the economic damage caused by the migratory pest on pasture and farmlands are yet to be quantified. The Treasury said potential disruption of agriculture poses systemic risk to the Kenyan economy. So we expected to have a linear, sort of cruising to the 7% target, but this now has been thrown off kilter with this particular invasion as it is right now. So systemic risk, here we are at. Maybe your assessment, very briefly, because I know this has had a lot of debates. We've seen also some of the CSS very moved because of some of the pronouncements as well. That if you spot any insect, please take a picture. Then we will verify whether it's a locust or not. Patrick Obath, briefly.
I took a picture of it.
You took a picture?
I took a picture of a little grasshopper in my place and sent it. I haven't got a reply yet. Just to test whether that thing works. I mean, it's caught us completely off guard, the locusts coming in this time. For a long time, we had an organization that was keeping the eye on locust migration, what have you, the East African Desert Locust Control, whatever it is, yeah. And these people
in Addis,
yeah, and they had their eye on the ground, and they could tell when a swarming was about to happen. What happened? Right?
Yep.
And I think this is just an indication that when things seem to be going right, everybody just takes their foot off the pedal, they go back and start worrying about other things. And yet this was something that was under control for years and years and years. So this, I think for me, the systemic thing is not about the locusts. It's about what the arrival of locusts shows about the organizations and the systems we have in place.
No, I think
basically control things.
Patrick is more than that. I had an opportunity to sit with Dr. Joka. Dr. Joka used to be in Kari, is now in Addis in terms of the what you call desert control in the region.
Yeah.
And I can tell you is people see opportunities. This is whatever you're just playing, you can now get at any price you want.
All right, okay.
Yeah.
So you don't talk about the locusts coming. Let them come and then you make money out of it.
Absolutely.
I think that's a cynical view, but I agree with you.
Actually, and Joka is a well scientist. I worked in Kari. He gave us long ago about this thing.
Yeah.
He called it the whole region. And he actually monitors all the way Djibouti, Somalia, Ethiopia, Kenya.
Yeah.
And he knew. They are going to give the signal.
But that's what I'm saying, that our processes, this is just, it's a systemic risk. This is an indication of the risk of all our systems. This is just one indicator, right? And if something as simple as desert locusts we can't deal with because of all these nyangaos who are coming in to try and make money out of it, right? Look at everything that happens in this country. Yeah. When the rainy season is coming, people are waiting for it to happen anyway because there's money to be made. We can do preventive stuff to prevent all the flooding and water view and everything else. But then all of a sudden, that immediate, emergency response, there's money to be made in that place. So I think the Treasury is talking about the potential disruption of all these processes. I think the Treasury needs to talk about how are we prepared as a country to respond to these kind of threats that are known.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And this is going to happen. We will deal with it. I don't think it's going to be a big issue in the country. Right? I think it's being overblown for exactly what Dr. Msuro is saying. It is being overblown so that we can react to it as an emergency basis and make a lot of money out of it.
In fact, locusts are food.
Yeah. So you can turn them into an opportunity. So I think this issue of becoming a systemic risk and all the rest of it, these things come and go. And they've come at the right time before the rainy season happens. So they'll eat all the leaves, and within the rainy season and the next month or so, things will grow back again. I think it's being overblown purely to fund the need to have a response.
So, and this is expected to continue for the next 6 months, of course, the intervention from government. So it's not ending any sooner.
Yeah, in fact, Dibal, when you talk about a systemic risk or you talk about risk, the question is, do we have a risk management strategy in this country where we identify all our risks and we are monitoring them all the time? I think the answer is no.
No.
Because we are focused on other things, as you rightfully said. Second,
BBI.
what is very BBI and others, what is very disturbing is when we actually even say that yes, the locusts have come, we have seen the migratory pattern of those locusts, but we cannot even quantify the expected damage. Understand? So we don't know what value we get out of our pastures, we don't know what value we get out of our agricultural investments, we don't know. Understand? So people are busy wherever they are, pasturing and farming, etc. But as a nation, we don't have an idea of the value that is being created there.
But there's something I want to correct you made, and I have been in government for some time.
Yeah.
In most government departments, things to deal with it are there.
Right.
Yeah.
It's an implementation.
Oh, okay.
Implementation.
So,
Yeah, it's
so it's
implementation.
there, but it's not implemented. So it's as good as not existing. Thank you for that correction.
Thank you.
Thank you for that correction.
Right.
Yeah. So this is what is disturbing. Okay. And if you look at countries which have serious proper management systems, Japan, for example, Japan is prone to earthquakes. After the 2007-2008 financial crisis, Japan had a big problem in the economy. And then it was followed by an earthquake. But they managed to stabilize that economy because they have measures in place and they implement.
Correct.
That is the difference. Because they focus on what is right, what is good, they take their responsibilities seriously. And I think unless we address our whole approach to management of national issues, management for the common good, then we have a problem.